All right, I want to talk about the concept of fat loss and weight loss and kind of what is the formula to burn body fat and lose weight. So I'd like to break it down into three areas. There's the concept, kind of the equation, and then the methodologies, right? So conceptually speaking, we want to eat less, then we burn, okay? So if we consume 3,000 calories and burn 2,500, we're going to gain weight. Flip side, if we burn 3,000 calories and consume 2,500, we're going to lose weight. It really is that simple for the most part. Calories in, calories out is about 90% of the equation. And I just made that 90% up because I have no idea what percentage it is, but it's a very high percentage. So it's a very high percentage of your success is the calories in, calories out. And yes, we got to pay attention to the quality of food we eat for a lot of reasons. One is it's very easy to overeat bad foods, so then we screw this up completely. So it's very easy to overeat junk. Now I think, in fact, I know that we, for the most part, underestimate how many calories are in the food we eat, right? So I was at a restaurant with my family a couple nights ago, and there was a calorie count next to the items on the menu, and there was a salmon dish that had calorie count of like 1,500 calories. And you would never think, and a lot of it came from the unhealthy side dishes that came with it, but I guarantee people see salmon, order it, eat the sides, and think they've eaten well. Next thing you know, they've eaten 1,500 calories, which for some people is their entire daily allowance, and for other people, it's probably over half. So it's very easy to underestimate, and in fact, to reiterate that point even further, I read something today that was talking about, it was an article that had the 20 worst things you can order at Starbucks, and some of those like frappuccinos and lattes, and some of those have 4, 5, 6, 700 calories. So a third of your, or maybe some a fourth to a third, somewhere in that range of your caloric intake for the day is being consumed by a drink that gives you no nutrients, that gives you no satiation of any kind. It just screws your blood sugar up, and it's a third, a fourth of your caloric intake for the day. So I think we do underestimate grossly how many calories are in bad food. So that's why we have to pay attention to the food quality. Plus, at the other end of your fat loss journey, I have a feeling you kind of want to be healthy and you kind of want to thrive as a human being, not just survive. And you're not going to do that with junk food. So theoretically, could I eat candy bars and Twinkies and accomplish the same goal, eat a couple of those a day and still be below my calories? Yeah, I could. But at what cost? And is that sustainable? So we got to have some good, healthy food quality. But conceptually speaking, it really does come down to calories in, calories out. We got to consume less than we burn, okay? So that's the concept. So what's the equation to get there? That is manipulating the calories out and calories in. So those are the only two things we can change to accomplish this. Calories out, move more, okay? Exercise and total daily movement. And I'll touch more on that in a minute. Calories in, adjusting how many calories we take in for the day, okay? So when I start working with somebody, I usually adjust both. Not every time. Some people are not overeating. Some people need other adjustments. But for most people that come in, I'm going to adjust both of these. We're going to have them move more through exercise and total daily movement, and we're going to bring their calories down. But there comes a point where we cannot cut calories any lower, okay? There's a point where if the calories get too low, it's not sustainable, it's not enjoyable. You're gonna go off the rails and eat a bunch of junk food because you're so hungry, and it's just not good for your health and a lot of other things. So if we ever hit a plateau, we don't just keep adjusting the calories down, we create more of a deficit by moving more and exercising correctly, the right way too. There's a right way and wrong way. I shouldn't say wrong way, there's a right way, a better way and a not so good way. I don't know how to say it, but there's a better way to exercise. Let's leave it at that, okay? So make sure we're moving and exercising the right way and not cutting our calories too low, but low enough to create a deficit and still be able to sustain it and be healthy and all the things that come with that. So that's conceptually the equation, how we get there, okay? So methodologies, there's a lot of different ways to accomplish these things. So when it comes to nutrition, we can just eat a sensible, healthy diet, okay? That's 3-4 meals a day, good clean food. We're counting our calories so we know how much food we're eating every day. That is a fine way to do it. It's not sexy. It's not, it's nothing that you can package and sell to somebody, but it is a fine way to do it, and it may be the most common sense way to do it, okay? But if that doesn't work for you, and believe it or not, that doesn't work for me. I have a hard time following that. I have a hard time controlling my food intake and my portions that way. So I do one of these. Okay, I do intermittent fasting. That doesn't mean you should. That means I do. Okay, there's different ways to accomplish this goal, right? So, but these meal plans, these fancy new things you're seeing all over the internet and Facebook, and these intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, all these things, some of them are great. Again, I've used all of them at some point or the other. I'm a big fan of paleo. I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting. Keto, I've done it and I like it, but there's things I don't like about it. But the point is, these aren't anything magical. Like when I intermittent fast, it's not a magical fat loss plan. It's not a magical weight loss plan. I'm not losing weight because I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm losing weight or burning fat because I am eating less. And I'm shortening my eating window, which allows me to eat less. And then I don't have to worry so much about my portions and all that, because it's really hard to eat a ton of food in 6 hours or whatever your eating window is gonna be, okay? So that's what it does for me. It helps me reduce my caloric intake through shortening my feeding window. If that's not a problem for you, it may not be the best plan for you. Okay, ketogenic diet, you're cutting out a major macronutrient and carbohydrates. And yes, it does have some great blood sugar benefits as well. So I have a question about its sustainability for a lot of people, but it doesn't mean it's a bad way to do it. If you can stick with it, awesome, go for it. But don't be confused, it's not magic. You're cutting out carbohydrates, you're cutting out a major macronutrient, which is accomplishing this, which is less calories, right? So, and it's very easy to overeat with keto as well, because you're allowed to have unlimited fat. And when you have unlimited fat, then you can very easily overeat because you're just killing all this fat all day. And if your caloric intake goes too high, you're going to gain weight, or at minimum not going to lose weight, okay? So you can just eat a normal healthy meal plan, or use one of these more structured ways of doing it. If that helps you accomplish the same goal, which is eat less, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you're doing these correctly, because each one of these comes with its own set of rules you have to follow. And you got to do it right or it won't work. So that's the methodology with the nutrition, and the methodology with moving more is pretty simple. Let's move more throughout our day. Get up and walk around every hour, stand while you work, park far away from the entrances of places you're going, take the stairs instead of the elevator, play with your kids in the backyard for an hour every day, play with the dog, go take the dog on a walk, take the kids to the pool, go for a family walk after dinner, some combination of all of those or any of those. That's how you're going to move more throughout your day. You have to be intentional about that. It's not just going to happen. You got to make sure you're making it a point. But when you do that, your caloric burn for the day goes way higher, because you're moving your body more. You're not just laying in bed, waking up, getting in your car, driving to work, sitting at a desk, going to lunch, sitting in a restaurant, driving back to work, driving home, getting back on the couch, getting back in bed, and you haven't moved all day, and you're hoping to somehow create a caloric deficit or be healthy with that lifestyle. So we got to move more throughout our day. And then lastly, of course, is exercise. We got to have a correct exercise program that involves weight training and involves interval work and steady state cardio, and a combination, and the right combination of those. But that is the formula. Again, it's nothing fancy. It's nothing overly elaborate. The concepts are simplistic. They're not always easy to implement, but they're simplistic. Eat less, move more. Use one of these methodologies to do that if you need to. Okay? That's really what it comes down to. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My email is I mess up my email in every video I make, and it's the easiest part of the video too. All right, so let's try this again. My email is furyfitness.jason@gmail.com. furyfitness.jason@gmail.com. And the website is furyfitnesswoodstock.com. So if you want to come try our boot camp for a couple weeks, see if it's the right fit for you, you can get some more in-depth information on the nutrition and our nutrition program and how you can implement this stuff in your life. We'd love to have you for a couple free weeks to see what you think, make sure it's the right fit for both. And you can reach out again via email or go to the website and check it out for yourself. So hope that all makes sense. Let me know how I can help, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.